Okay, I kind of want to go through. I know I've been adding videos all night tonight. I don't know. I just had time. You know, we had a hockey tournament, ended early, whatever. I wanted to add some pretty basic things, and in my video taking has been horrific, horrific at best. So this one, I started the video correctly with the camera this way instead of this way. Yeah, sorry, ladies, I'm married. So, anyways, what was I going to show you? Oh, the AC thing. So the only thing these motors need to run, all of this is. I think I have extra. I have extra key switches in here. Where is it? The kid who sold me this thing, and I bought this whole tractor for $500. It came with the thing, the deck. He says, you know, it didn't run. It doesn't run. I said, I don't care. I had that already, so I don't care. This is a parts tractor, but it's newer, so whatever. The kid dropped it off for $500. What are you gonna do? You say no? I said yes. My wife was not happy with me when this showed up. I mean, this with this, it's a tractor and it's another one, and I had to like push it into my garage. And the kid said it's got two. The kid who I bought it from, he said it's got two ignition switches. So I was like, oh, that doesn't scare me. And here's why that doesn't scare me. I'm sure he was very worried about, like, as a young person, you know, you don't know what you don't know, right? So you see all these wires, and you see a starter. He knew the starter didn't work. I mean, he knew that, and he probably tried to take it off, and he didn't. If you saw my previous video, you got to take the whole thing apart. You got to take the whole thing. It's got to come, the whole thing. I wish I had a video of the whole thing coming apart just to get the starter off. I mean, that's the starter down there. It's a starter, all right? Normally you just take two bolts, they come out, and then the starter drops. And oh no, not on this, my friend. Not on this. Not on this. Not on a Case 446 tractor. That's not how it works. And in addition, I think that wasn't the problem. The problem was he couldn't figure out the fact that, oh Jesus, there's cooked wire. I mean, the coil's cooked, right? I mean, this is some stuff here that's just like, it's well, let's just say the coil's bad. I think the coil's bad. I think it's a safe assumption. But if you put some voltage, I mean, normally you have a positive terminal, you have a negative. I mean, it says right on it, positive, negative. I mean, it's meant for like tractor mechanics to figure out, right? So I think I have one of these. I ordered one of these, and it's a coil. I ordered one of those. But there's a key switch over here. Oh, here's the other key. Yeah, so there's a second key switch. There's that key switch, which doesn't have a key. And then there's this one that doesn't have a key either. So just stop. You know, just stop and go. Step. You get your good you got the best dikes you have, and you just cut all the way. I mean, I'm literally not kidding. Cut all the wires. Because there's only two real important wires. There's, well, three real important wires. You got to have a ground. You always have to have a ground, right? I mean, ground's important, right? Ground for the starter, the magic motor. Magic motor has to have a ground, but it's already grounded because it's mounted to the motor. So don't worry about that. But you got some kind of a relay coil thing, whatever. and you have to have juice going to here. And so you just go right from the battery to here, from the, thing that goes pop, pop, pop. I don't know, the thing that on the flywheel that goes pop, 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 tells the motor when to go pop, 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 tells the coil when to go pop, 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 pop. And so you put some voltage to the coil, you send it a signal from the pop, pop, pop thing. Pretty simple so far, right? I mean, you don't need any of this. None of this is useful. Now there's some low pressure oil pressure sensors that's good stuff to have, but to get it to just chooch a little bit, as again, I use other people's terminology. AVE says to get it to chooch, all you need is some gas and some spark, right? Spark plugs, either spark, gas, whatever. You pour it down the throat. You just you force feed it like a foie gras. You just give it some foie gras, like a goose you want to cook. Pour some gas down there, get it to spark. That's it. You don't need anything else. As long as there's voltage going to the coil and there's a signal from the flywheel telling the coil to fire. Pop, pop. That's it. That's all you need. Forget about everything else. Don't worry about all this wiring. Starter. Gotta have power. It's got ground. It just needs some electricity. The coil. Off of this coil, you get some power to the other coil. I mean, this is a relay, really, morally. To the coil. Coil has power. Coil has resistance. And there's in the manual, again, go ahead and make fun of me for having a manual, but it tells me exactly, what voltages and how to test it. I mean, this is written in 1950 something. There were no technical jargon. It was very easy. I read this manual just on my own because it was interesting reading. I wanted to know how this motor worked, and it told me. I mean, it wasn't hard to figure out. It's not an EFI. Oh, there you go. That tells you how to check the coil, whether it's good or bad. I mean, this isn't rocket science, people. It's on the interwebs. Just download it, print it. You kids out there, you don't need to print it, but I print it and I put it in a binder and I give my people at work, 5 spot for the paper and the printing, but whatever. And so you put power to the coil. You either have spark or you don't. If you don't have spark, you got a bad ground, or the coil's not working, or the thing that sends the spark tells the coil the spark is bad. That's it. There's no more. Forget about the carburetor. Pour some fucking dinosaur squeezins down in the throat. It's either going to go or not. Forget about the fuel pump, fuel injection, but whatever. Spark. You need some spark. That's it. That's all it is. Then you go to the manual, and you do get the manual. Get the manual. The manual is not on YouTube, by the way. It's not going to be, no one's going to read you the manual on YouTube. Read the goddamn manual. I have a friend, he works in the industrial stuff, and he says, I said, what's the biggest complaint you have? Or better yet, he signs his emails with RFM. Read the fucking manual. Not thank you, not good day, not, happy well-beings to you. RFM. And more often than not, people go, hey, by the way, what on your signature means RFM. And he says, you sure you want to know? I mean, he's tech support. He's the guy that helps everybody figure out how their shit, how it works, right? Read the fucking manual. It's not a bad idea. But, you're tired. You want to watch a YouTube video. Read the fucking manual. It'll tell you how it works. You'll be the smartest guy in the room when someone asks you how this works. Read the fucking manual. It's in there. And they're all available. We live in an amazing time. The manual is 4 seconds away from a download for you. So read the manual. Yeah, I know I'm preaching. I'm sorry, I'm preaching, but the motor, this whole section of the thing is just about getting gasoline and spark. And that's it. And it's easy. Voltage at the coil, gasoline down the throat, spark at the right time. It's easy. It even says plus, minus. This is a 2-cylinder motor. It doesn't care whether this one or this. It's not. There's no firing order. It's simple, guys. It's simple. Take the time to read the manual that was written in plain English how to do it. You can watch 1,000 YouTube videos. The manual, it's right there. It's right there. It's 60 pages. And yeah, a lot of it's gobbledygook, but blow by the gobbledygook. And by the way, don't inhale gas fumes and don't suck on muffler pipes and don't put your head against the flywheel, okay? Please don't do any of that because those warnings are all in here too. But for Christ's sakes, pick up a book once in a while. It's pretty easy. This stuff is all fun when you know what you're doing. If you read the manual, if you're looking for a video, you're looking in the wrong place. Just read the frickin' manual. No one's going to teach you better, smarter. No one's going to show you a better video than what's in the manual. Sorry, guys. I'm preaching. I know. And I apologize for that. But again, positive, negative, coil either is good or bad. Gasoline down the throat. It runs or it doesn't. It turns over or it doesn't. If it doesn't turn over, you got problems. We'll get into that. This one, by the way. Oop, see, there's my negative. This one doesn't turn over. I haven't been able to get it to kind of, I haven't been able to spin the flywheel yet. So I got to take the other head off and see what's going on. And I'm not scared. I'm going to take the 4 bolts off, like I told you in my previous video, and I'm just going to yank the motor, and I'm going to put it on a bench, and I'm going to figure out what the hell's wrong with it. And everything else that I have to fix around it is going to be easy. It's easy. This is the beast I got to figure out. Well, there might be some hydraulic, suck pump, whatever. That's going to have to be, figured out, but this has to work first. It's simple. Forget about that. Forget about that. Forget about this. This has to work first. And when it does, and it will work again. I mean, I guarantee. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. But it'll run. It'll run again. And when it does, I'm done. I mean, I'll figure the rest of the stuff out myself. Like, it's got to have a heart. It's got to have a beat, You don't jump on someone who lays in the ground and can't breathe. You don't change their tennis shoes first. You make their heart pump. Then the rest of it, we'll worry about it later. It's no different with tractors. In fact, it's a lot easier because there's no risk in pushing on it a little bit. So, anyways, that's my opinion, guys. I'm probably making a bigger deal out of it than it needs to be, but it is what it is. I just, I don't know. What is that? That's gross. What is that? Grass? I don't know. All right, guys. Bye. Whatever.